All right, welcome back to Grand Tactician's Civil War, the CSA campaign. As we saw at the end of the last episode, Sterling Price and the Army of Missouri, who had recently taken control of St. Louis, have been attacked by the Army of the Mississippi, which is a little bit larger, by a couple of thousand men. And here we are to fight that battle. Second battle of St. Louis. St. Louis Harbor. It's an infrastructure point right there at the city. Okay, so what the game gave us was a meeting situation, but gave us ownership of the one objective point, which is here in the eastern part of the map. It is Daniels. I guess the Daniels farm or Daniels house right here. Our initial deployment zone included this area. The federal entry point was up here. That was the only one that I saw. Oh, by the way, something I learned very recently. Often there are unowned or neutral entry points, like this one. Okay, that's neither federal nor Confederate at game start. You can get control of them by moving units on them. But, there's several here. One thing I learned recently is that reinforcing armies or corps, you can look in the HQ records and it will tell you which point your reinforcements are expected to arrive. I had always been under the assumption that that point would be a road which was already owned by or controlled by your side at the beginning of the battle, i.e., if the Federals had reinforcements coming, they do not, could only come here. That is not true. Earlier today, I was looking around in a different campaign because I was doing some experimentation with video editing. I wanted to make a short video on which to practice. And I noticed in that battle that one of the corps I had reinforcing in a battle that I had up was slated to arrive at a particular point, and I looked at all of the friendly points, and it was none of those. And then finally, I saw that there was a non-controlled point, which was where my corps was due to arrive. So reinforcements can come at these uncontrolled points as well. I did not know that, and I thought that was something worth knowing. What I don't know is, let's say that we would not know because the game does not tell you enemy points, enemies' expected entry points. But let's say that the Federals had a reinforcing army or corps coming, and they were slated to arrive here. If I were to then run some cavalry and just happened to have captured this particular entry point, does that prevent that corps or army from arriving at all? Or does it shift to a different entry point? I don't know the answer to that. But anyway, there's another obscure little tidbit in this game, or it was obscure to me anyway. Maybe this is something everybody else already knows. Anyway, so formed a little defensive line here in front of the objective because it seemed pretty clear that this route along here was the pretty obvious route for the AI to come. Sent the cav out over here to make sure they were coming that way. They were, so Van Dorn and Marmaduke backed on up this road in front of the Federals, keeping them in sight, and they've just now gotten back to the Army, and we'll come over here and assume a position over here on this flank. The defensive scheme here is had a little bit of engineering points, so set some breastworks here, some here. There's a rise in the ground right here that looked like a good spot for artillery. So I've got the core artillery, Huger's 3 batteries here, and I've also got one of the horse artillery batteries here. Horse artillery batteries here, and then one over here on the flank. It did also kind of look like maybe they would branch off and come around this way, so this was just a preemptive preparatory breastwork I set here on some high ground, and that's also kind of why I put one battery over this way. So the two larger divisions, Rhodes's and Johnson's, and breastworks on either side of the artillery, well, it's not that many guns, but to the extent that our little army is massed, the massed artillery is right here, all covering this road. And then Raines's division, the smaller brigades, I had back here on this road because I wasn't sure would I need to flex them left or right. With the way that Lyon's army, this isn't Lyon's, this is Fremont. The way that Fremont's army is coming down this road, I now have Raines's 2 brigades coming initially over to this position to where they can support on this flank. And also his horse artillery. I need to give him orders to go somewhere. How about... I don't know if there's room to squeeze him in up here or not. Probably so. And I think that's all there is to it. Let's get time rolling again. I need to give Marmaduke another order. Just come on back over here. Is this guy facing? No, he's. Yeah, I initially had him here. I'm just having him move up a little bit, kind of clear his field of fire a little bit better. And so for now, let's just have Marmaduke come on over here to a spot where he won't be blocking the artillery's line of fire. And I think we're at a point where we can get skirmishers out. For some reason, these 2 brigades are not actually... I need to fiddle with these 2 brigades and actually get them on the breastworks. When I was setting this line up, I wanted to use this railroad. It just wasn't oriented quite right. If I had deployed along the railroad, too vulnerable to getting flanked from this direction, and then units further down here wouldn't be engaged. This looked a little bit better. Now if they come right in here directly onto Rhodes's division, we can wheel Johnson's division over to the railroad track and have cover as they flank. That would work as well. All right. Now, There we go. Okay. They're just a matter of changing their... Yeah. Okay, this still... Bushrod's position still isn't right. He should have green cover. No. Try... Ah. Finicky. Let's try that. There he goes. Okay. Okay, the lead Federal Infantry Brigade is shifted into line, coming out of march order. Unlimber this battery now. This battalion looks weird. I looked in the reports and the order of in the HQ. Army of the Mississippi has 7 infantry brigades, most of which, 4 or 5 of them, are a little bit on the medium for this stage of the war, kind of the medium side, 13, 14, 1500 size. He's got a couple of bigger ones. There are 2 cavalry brigades and 2 horse artillery battalions, no regular artillery. Okay, his cavalry is coming up to the other side of the creek. Let's move roads up a little closer to his brigades. And then there was kind of a refuse the flank position here. I never actually built this. I think we can get one of Raines' brigades to do that. They're not going to be, I hope they're not going to be needed here, at least not initially, so let's go ahead and move these guys up a little closer. It's oriented this way because it was right along the edge of the deployment zone. I couldn't have even put it closer to the creek. Yeah, they're all going to come over here. And they're going to want to load up on this side. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 7 infantry brigades, 1 of the batteries, battalions, and 1 of the cav. Let's get a little bit more vision out here with the cav. Make sure they're all there. I want to confirm that before I move Johnson up to this rail. There they are. There's the 2nd Cav Brigade, a 5th Infantry Brigade. Okay, so there's not going to be anybody coming this way. That being the case, I think what I want to do maybe not just yet. Let's let them commence their attack. And then I'm going to bring Johnson over to this position along the rail line. Get Waitman working on this. That's kind of a worthless breastwork anyway. I mean, they're not going to come all the way around here like... Well, maybe they will. Go ahead and work on that for now. I don't know why Van Dorn isn't following Marmaduke around anymore. I do have to give them the orders after all. Normally they follow their subordinate brigades, unless told otherwise. Firing, firing, firing. Not firing, not firing. This battery might be blocked by those skirms. Not firing. That might be just range. Let's number him up. Well, with the way that he is forming up, maybe the thing to do is pull these guys back, string them along the rail line now. Yeah, I think so. Okay, I'm going to pull reins back to here. I don't think he needs to fall back yet. And then let's just put Rhodes' division right on this rail line. I know I'm kind of given, I mean, the bad part of that is kind of given up this breastwork, and that's going to give them some cover. But I don't like the way this is 90 degrees. I'm going to do this. And we can pull this particular, let's pull this battery back just a little bit. Meanwhile, kind of rotating our line. I think we can put Johnson up on this rail line now. Let's see. The leftmost artillery battalion, that ought to be. Okay, I think that's fine. So I'm put skirms out as well. Armaduke doesn't need those scouts anymore. I did give this order, didn't it? Yeah. It just hasn't gotten the order yet. Sure seems to be taking a long time. It's not very far from the army commander. Okay, he's still working on that darn breastwork. This is. Meanwhile, Rains has come all the way back here. Oh my goodness. Let's get back up here. Halt. Where is Clark? Slack? Skirms. Yeah, Clark moved. This guy just kept building the entrenchment instead. Alright. Johnson moving out to the rail line. That's good. It's not skirms, that is a brigade. It's a small one. And I just, pulling back from that, I just gave him cover. He's about to get into it probably. Nope, he's just coming right across. That's fine. Feel free to actually get in cover. Turn that down a little bit. Pretty bold division or brigade there, running right out in front of this whole army. Wavering. Ought to be. Oh, Raines needs to get back here with his dudes. Okay, so that brigade has been routed. So we're down to 6. Okay, they're moving against Allegheny Johnson. Skirmishers engaging. Go ahead and dismount Marmaduke. Maybe needed here. Oh, we need to get this artillery involved. Let's put him. This looks like a good spot for him. kind of looks like Rhodes can put his guys back on those breastworks. Let's do that. Things are getting pretty hot here for Johnson's division. Oh, those skirts are about to break. Well, nah, yeah, they broke. Double check, make sure everyone's on long range. Yes. Yes. Artillery doesn't have a shot. Let's move him about up there. Let's move Raines' division over to here. Pull those skirms in. I think they're blocking Pierce's line of sight. Once Bushrod Johnson gets into position, then I'll move this division in like this. Cheatham is doing okay so far, as is Pierce. This cavalry brigade wavering, probably just about to break. Unlimber this battalion. Raines is probably going to march right through this artillery, but he needs to get over here by the most direct route. Move up in here and deliver flanking fire. Pierce needs to shift his facing just a little bit. See if we can avoid him there. Okay, that cleared his flanking debuff. Can't wait for Slack needs to move up a little bit and take this brigade under fire. Alright, that brigade is wavering. Good. Okay, Marmaduke is opening fire on this brigade. I wonder if a facing change will give him a little bit better. I don't know. Cheatham's still doing okay, I think. Go get Rains right up on this line. I want to do the charge. I don't want him slowly moving. He needs to go a little bit faster than that. Let's get Price a little bit closer to all of the subordinate commanders. Doing okay. $1,900 to 700. Not as big a casualty gap as I would have liked, but we're doing fine here. Okay, this cavalry is wavering and pulling back. Get these Burnside carbines on here and finish the job. Okay, that cavalry brigade is routed. Let's keep firing on this 4th brigade. Okay, they're starting to retreat. So, you know, they start retreating before the game says, hey, they're retreating. So we need to start advancing. Yeah, Cheatham did okay. He bore the brunt, I think, of the attack. Well, so did Pierce. Okay. So basically we're in the pursuit phase. Well, probably. Depending on how long it lasts. I may or may not cut that out in editing. Broken, 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 broken. The closest unbroken unit is already crossing the creek. We don't look close to the major victory threshold, however, sometimes it's surprising. Yeah. As I've said before, once they're fully routed, your units really don't do anything to them. However, there is a artillery unit back there. And that cav unit is also not fully broken yet either. Van Dorn following? No. Okay, they're broken. There we go. We reached the major victory threshold. 28% casualties now. Our reduced brigade has reached 5 stars in experience, as he himself has reached 5 stars in experience. Ah, and he's got a perk slot open. Not quite sure what I want to do with it. I'll look at that a little bit later. He is taking there's really no point to taking more casualties on our end. Since we have the major victory. And I want to... This is a pretty small cav brigade, and with their experience and their perk slot, I kind of want to preserve them. There's no need. Alright. Speed time up and let this exit out. Okay, we didn't lose any guns at all. That's good. 100 cav out of Marmaduke's brigade. Lost almost 900 infantry. That's not awesome. Yeah, Fremont did not lose any guns. It lost 1,000 cavalry, 4,800 infantry, 6,000 versus about 1,000. So 6-to-1 casualty ratio at the end. Major victory. That is what I would say is a successful defense of recently acquired St. Louis. And as we come out of the battle, let's see if maybe that will satisfy the requirements for that strategic objective to induce Missouri to secede and join us. I know there was a bit of background noise during that video. Sorry about that, but you know, dinner's got to be made. I like making videos. I like to eat too, so that's what was going on. My setup here is fairly close to the kitchen. Okay, so one of the Union generals lost face, got defamed. There's multiple Williams. Maybe that's Alphaeus Williams. Got that. Jefferson Davis just got reelected or elected again, as he did before the battle. Sometimes those things pop up twice in a row when there's a tactical map battle. Well, Missouri still hasn't flipped. I guess I'm going to have to defeat Lyon's Army of the West at some point. Even though I already have once. And where is he retreating to? He's retreating toward... No, he's retreating here. To... No, that... says Confederacy. I don't know where he's going. I'm not sure he knows where he's going. And we're back into a little bit of pursuit and retreat again. Yeah. Don't think he can use this as a retreat point. I think he's got to go... Yeah, he's going to the town of Mexico, Missouri, apparently. And we got our 3-year contracts policy. which increases the recruitment quotas in the states, which was the main reason I went for that now. So our manpower pool should boost again. It won't be immediate. What do we have at the moment, though? 43,000 in just a week or two or so of game time. That'll be much higher. In the meantime, okay, we're at BBB credit rating, so I think I'm happy with delaying on government funding one more time. I think I want to go for the military 2 now, which will take a month and a half, so that'll take us almost till New Year's 1862. Let's do that. With that, I think that will do for this episode. Thank you very much for watching.